सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। See, I'm only as though gone. Everything is the same. The mic is the same. This little fellow who looks like a guard in Buckingham Palace is the same. Pujya Swamiji behind is the same. Therefore, as though gone but not really. So, we are looking at the verses in the 5th chapter, and we have seen up till now how the construct between the two lifestyles, what is that? We are talking of lifestyles. The lifestyle of a sannyasi and the lifestyle of a karma yogi. The problem and the comparison is not between karma yoga and jnanam. Please understand. It is between lifestyle of a karma yogi. And what is that lifestyle? It is a lifestyle of dedicating oneself to Ishvara and then receiving the results as prasada buddhi. Prasada buddhya swikaranam, the glad acceptance of the results. Number 2, and then number 3, following the Atma Jnanam, following the knowledge at the same time. This is what is called Karma Yoga. So the lifestyle of a Grihastha, who is the Karma Yogi, and the lifestyle of a Sannyasi is not any different. The difference is only in our heads. Both these lifestyles are geared towards what? Atma Jnanam, we saw that. And people who make an artificial distinction between the two lifestyles are actually just prattling. Prattling means doing baby talk. Baby talk. That's all they are doing. They really don't know what they are talking about. They are just doing small baby talk because they say that these are two different margas. If you are a sannyasi, you are great, but if you are a grihastha, you are not great. Say some people think, whereas the other people think, oh, if you are a grihastha, you are great because you are a giver. And what is this sannyasi? A useless fellow who keeps depending on people. So, but this is wrong. Both these thinkings are wrong. Both these thought patterns are wrong. We saw that. And the person who is a pandita knows two things. One is ekamapi asthitaha. So he is even staying in one, verse number 4, I think, verse number 4. Even staying in one, the person reaps the benefit of both. And meaning, this is how it is. See, the lifestyle of a sannyasi is not a picnic, but the lifestyle of a grihastha is also not a picnic. So long as both of them are pursuing Atma Jnanam, what happens? They are almost the same. And we saw what is a sannyasi, we saw that. And Jneyasa Nitya Sannyasi, the one who has given up strong ragas and dveshas. And the 5th verse also talks about the same thing. What does it talk about? Sankhyahi prapyate sthanam, that moksha which is gained by Sankhya Yoga, by the sannyasis, where that moksha which is gained is also gained by the yogis as well. By the yogis as well it is gained. Why? Because both of them are pursuing knowledge. You see the difference between the knowledge and the lifestyle? That is exactly what we are trying to do. So, sannyasa is difficult. Why is it difficult? Because if it is not accompanied without But if it's not accompanied by karma yoga, it is very, very difficult. As we saw yesterday, it is day before yesterday. As we saw, what did we see? We said that without karma yoga preparation, if you take to sannyasa, then you feel like coming back. If you feel like coming back and you come back, it is considered a papa karma. It's like taking back the garbage which one has given up, taking back the vomit which one has, the projectile one has vomited, and one is taking back the vomit. That's what it amounts to. And so, reiterating this, the next verse says the following. Sannyāsastu mahābāho dukkhamāptumayogatah yogayukto munirbrahma nachirenādhigacchati. Sannyasa tu, whereas sannyasa, which means renunciation of action itself. If you give up all action and you're leading an active life, then what are you going to do? Dukkham aptum. That sannyasa lifestyle is very difficult to gain. How? Ayogatah, for the one not prepared by karma yoga. Without karma yoga, if you take to sannyasa, then it's a very, very difficult lifestyle to maintain. Yoga yukta means equipped with yoga. What kind of yoga? Karma yoga. What other kind is there? Equipped with karma yoga. Yoga yukto munihi. Contemplative person. Mananashilaha munihi. Contemplative person, tranquil person. Why? Yonaha dveshti na kakshati, we saw that. Does not have longings and does not have any kind of hatred towards everybody or anybody. And so such a person, equipped with or filled with a life of karma yoga, completely prepared by a life of karma yoga, na chirena adhigacchati. Moksham gacchati. So, na chirena. Chirena means after a long time. Na chirena, not after a long time. A very diplomatic Lord Krishna here. Because it is very, very difficult, nay, impossible to say when is somebody going to get moksha. All kinds of people used to come to Pujya Swamiji and say, what? When am I going to get moksha? They used to show their palms. They used to show their horoscopes. They used to show everything and say, when am I going to get moksha? Swamiji, do I have a good horoscope for moksha? He would say yes to everybody patiently. Yes, you will get moksha. But really speaking, moksha is what? Purushartha. That's why we say 4 Purushartha. 4 Purusharthas. Sarvaihi Purushaihi Arthyate. Iti Purushartha. That which is wanted by all people. That which is sought after by everybody. So it is based on you. Whether you are going to discover yourself as free or not is based on the exercise of your own free will. The neighbor cannot decide. Even Bhagavan cannot decide. You have to initiate this growth. You have to say, this is what I really want. This is how I want to do this. This is not what I want. You have to do what is called Purushartha Nishchaya. Where have we heard this word? Is this familiar or is it not? Where have we heard it? Must be. Where have we heard this? Yeah, list all the things we have been studying. Tattva Bodha, wrong. And then Vishnu Sahasranama, wrong, double wrong. And then what else have you studied? Bhaja Govindam, wrong, 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 triple wrong. Then what else is left? Mundaka, quadruply wrong. Okay. Parishesha Nyayena means by the maxim of the leftover philosophy. If I am studying 5 things and 4 things are wrong, what is left? Bhagavad Gita. Which chapter? Second chapter. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kuru nandana bahushakhahyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. Avyavasayinam buddhayah. Vyavasaya means the nishchayatmika buddhi. Eka iha he Kuru Nandana. Oh, the delight of the clan of Kurus. Why are you the delight of the clan of Kurus? Because you have made this Nishchaya. That is what the Lord is saying. You have made this Nishchaya and therefore you are the delight of the clan of Kurus. Nobody else asked for this knowledge. Bhima could have asked for this knowledge. Dharma Raja. Yudhishthira could have asked for this knowledge. After all, he was the embodiment of Dharma. He too was not interested in it. Draupadi could have asked for this knowledge. Nakula, Sahadeva, everybody could have asked for this knowledge. But who asked for the knowledge? You. Therefore, He Kuru Nandana, the delight of the lineage of the Kuru clan. Why? Because you have been able to make this decision. You asked me. Earlier in this chapter, in the second chapter itself, you asked me. What did you ask? Yat shreyasyat nishchitam bruhitan me. Give me moksha. Tell me what is it that's going to lead me to moksha. You asked me that. And therefore I am giving you this knowledge. And so, eka iha kuru nandana. Make this decision. Vyavasayatmika buddhi means Nishchayatmika buddhi. Nishchayatmika buddhi means, what does it mean? It means a one single pointed decisive buddhi. Meaning, moksha is there for people who choose Atmajnanam. Atmajnanam chosen, moksha is something to be discovered because moksha already is you. Atmajnanam not desired, not chosen, moksha will forever be away from you. So therefore, moksha is not prarabdha based. It is what? Purushartha. You have to choose it. You have to actively choose it. And if you don't actively choose it, what happens? Nothing happens. Business as usual. And so if you are going about life as usual, mired in arthakama purushartha, in the purusharthas called arthakama, you know. So in arthakama you are wandering, meaning today what should I get? Tomorrow how should I live? Day after tomorrow what should I wear? All this why are we doing? We are doing this because we cannot handle sitting quietly even for 5 minutes. Before all the ragadveshas raise a big tsunami and raise a big ruckus and make a lot of noise. Raise a big noise, big ruckus, make a lot of noise. So therefore what? So therefore this person cannot choose moksha. So therefore, from just karma, not karma yoga, just a life leading swechaya, life being led according to whatever one wants. Today I want this, tomorrow I want this, tomorrow, day after tomorrow I can't get this, and so I'm going to get mad, I'm going to be sad, I'm going to be upset, I'm going to be impatient. Today disappointed, tomorrow slightly happy, day after tomorrow yippee, and 2 days after tomorrow down in the dumps. This is the life. This is the life like a graph. The graph of the economy of most third world countries, so-called third world countries, going down and up and down and up under the vagaries of the market. And the market is always decided by the first world countries. We are at the mercy of the market. Market goes up, this person goes up. Market goes down, and there is a slump like this. So this is how one does not even lead one's life. One's life is led for one by the raga and the dvesha, these twin terrorists. We have two terrorists in our lives, atatayinaha. These two terrorists. Atatayinau. So these two terrorists, twin terrorists, and what are they? Raga, dvesha. As they go, I go behind them. And then I fall, because obviously they don't know what I want. What I really want is to be free of them. And yet, ironically, I am following them. How from this kind of a life one is going to go to sannyasa? Tell me. Is it even possible? Not at all. It is not at all possible. Even in a dream, you cannot wear orange. Forget in the waking state. Even in dream, you cannot dream of being a sannyasi, because it is so far away as even a possibility. So, because of that, this karma yoga becomes a very important intermediary lifestyle that takes you to jnanam. Because it's not about rushing into sannyasa, Arjuna. That is what is not important. Moksha is already you. Take the time to discover it. And if you want to be a sannyasi, no problem. Show me that you are ready to be a sannyasi. All these 12 years you were in the forest, what did you do? You were just piling and stockpiling weapons. You were chanting mantras to keep, not for antahkarana shuddhi, to keep the powder dry. You were chanting the mantras so that the weapons would work on Karna and Duryodhana and the likes, Dushasana, etc. You wanted to avenge all these insults for Draupadi, etc., etc. What did you do for 12 years? You were in the forest. There were jnanis there. There were sadhus there. This desire never even came. And so from that, if you jump into sannyasa thinking that sannyasa has some kind of a glorification, associated with it. And it is true. You see, you go around and you see, what do you see in any ashram? Sannyasi comes, everybody goes like this. Oh, Hari Om, Hari Om, Namaste, Namaste, Namaskar, Namaskar. Let me touch your feet. And then what? The sannyasi seems to be having a wonderful life. They have a different place to sit. They have dedicated food servers just for them. And then whatever they ask, running people come and give it to them. And then wherever they go, they are taken care of very, very, very nicely. They are given the best rooms, the softest beds, and the nicest places, nicest things, one can say. And all this, what does it mean? From the onlooker standpoint, there is a lot of glory. People like to hang around sannyasis. People like to ask for advice. So it seems like an exotic breed of people that wherever they are walking, what happens? Everybody follows. And everybody wants a little bite of them. And as Acharya Swamiji told us once, the punya is in the feet. So they milk the feet. I have seen this being done to our Pujya Swamiji also. Once he went to one place, I went with him, Rajamundri, in, I don't know where it is now, in Telangana or Andhra Pradesh, where it is. So, but anyhow, we went there, and then it was in a rural area. One Kumbhabhishekam was being done. And then people were just throwing their babies at him, so that he would bless them. And then whoever could get near enough to him, they would milk his feet from the calves onwards all the way to the bottom of the foot, soles of the feet. And then we had whoever was with him, we made a human chain. Still the babies were coming. We were catching babies and putting them in Swamiji's lap to be blessed. And then I would say, what do we do with this baby? They would say, just throw her back. We will catch her. So this is so sannyasi means they don't see what the sannyasi knows. There is so much respect for the cloth because of what it stands for. And so from far away, it looks very nice. It looks so wonderful. We have an expression in Hindi, Dur ke dhol suhane, means the mountains on the other side looks always greener, looks wonderful, more shiny and more golden with the sun there, etc. So this is how it looks. But sannyasa, if one is not prepared, is the most difficult ashrama. That's why it is not even an ashrama. A sannyasi is called atyashrami because there is no duties. Oh, but that's what I want. I'm sick of the duties. Yes, there is no duties. There's nobody to tell you what to do. But then if you are not comfortable with yourself, it's the most uncomfortable lifestyle ever. Everybody, see, look at the lifestyle, all right? Everybody comes to you with their problems. You don't have anybody to go with your problems. You won't have anybody to go to. Therefore what? You have to get over your problems before you accept sannyasa. You can't say I'm listening to everybody every day and I'm not having anybody to listen to me. That's not the job. The job is a one-way job. And then on the face of it, you may be seeing, oh, they get lot of gifts, they get honored wherever they go. But that's just the surface level. What have they done to deserve that honor, and what is it that the people are honoring? That we don't know unless we find out. What is it that the people are honoring? The people are honoring that the daring to let go of all systems of support. That is what is being honored, not anything else. It's not the person is being honored, the whole lifestyle is being honored. And the sannyasi is not a person with a lot of hang-ups. If you have hang-ups, you have to hang them up before you take sannyasa. You have to hang up what? The hang-ups. Yeah, you have to hang up the hang-ups before you take sannyasa, because if you start having lot of hang-ups and if somebody comes to you and they say, oh, I'm having this problem, and you tell them you yourself are the problem, look at yourself in the mirror, go. If you say like that, then it will not be good. Not be good for them, certainly not be good for you either. And so, sannyasastu mahabaho dukkham aptum. It's the worst thing in the world. Ayogataha, without yoga. Yogataha means with the help of karma yoga, because of karma yoga. Ayogataha, without karma yoga. Without takes the fifth case, and here there is a suffix called tasil, tasihi, taha, it becomes, so it replaces the fifth case here. So the panchamyas tasil, there is a sutra. So then, so dukkham aptum is very, very difficult, a livelihood, a lifestyle. Because you have to be happy with what comes. Someday many things may come, someday nothing may come. And so therefore, dukkham aptum ayogataha. Whereas, yoga yuktaha munihi. See, equipped with yoga, the person from jumping around like a kangaroo becomes immediately what? Munihi. Who is munihi? Mananashilatvat munihi. Tranquil, quiet. So, first there is world dependence. World dependence for my validation. World dependence for approval seeking. World dependence for everything, emotional world dependence. Then Karma Yoga makes you become Ishvara dependent, God dependent. So from world dependence, you progress, you graduate to what? God dependence, Ishvara dependence. And from there, after graduating from that, you can become Atma dependent, self-dependent. Not for food and all, but we are talking psychologically, emotionally. So from world dependence to Atma dependence, you cannot go. You cannot bypass Ishvara. Therefore, Karma Yoga is all about Ishvara, we have seen. So then, bringing Ishvara into one's life makes one what? Ishvara dependent. Ishvara dependence is a safe place to be. You can be with it as long as you like, because Ishvara is not going to is not going to bamboozle you, is not going to fool you, is not going to disappoint you or defraud you. Ishvara dependence is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So from Ishvara dependence, I go to Atma dependence. This is what it should be. So Yoga Yuktaha Munihi Achirena Nachirena Adhigachati. What Adhigachati? Brahma Adhigachati. Gains Brahman as the truth of oneself, not too long hence. This is how all the Jnanis tell. And going back to the Pujya Swamiji with the horoscopes, yes, you will get moksha. Yes, you will get moksha. And Lord Krishna also, yes, you will get moksha. When? Not too long from now. Because exactly we cannot say. We don't know how much preparation who has. And so we cannot make, if Lord Krishna told Arjuna, you will get moksha on November 28th. Why November 28th? Because it's the last day of the course. Okay? Now, 6-month course is ending there. So if supposing Lord Krishna were to come just now and say, you will get moksha when? November 28th, you will get moksha. Then what will everybody do? Everybody will catch Krishna's neck. Why did you say this? So it all depends on preparation. So therefore, but at the same time, the Lord Krishna does not want people to lose the steam, either self-esteem or steam. And so you keep going. You're not too far away. You keep going. That is the idea. Now, from the 7th verse to the 12th verse, the gradual discovery of the Atma through preparedness with Karma Yoga is going to be discussed. How to do that, step by step. Yoga Yukto Vishuddhatma, Yoga Yukto Vishuddhatma, Vijitatma Jitendriyaha, Vijitatma Jitendriyaha, Sarvabhutatma Bhutatma, Sarvabhutatma Bhutatma, Kurvannapi na lipyate, Kurvannapi na lipyate, Kurvannapi na lipyate. Lipyate, passive voice, does not get entangled, does not have any enmeshment, even while doing, is not entangled, even while kurvan, even doing what? Karma. Even doing karma is not entangled. So first we saw some of the Jnani Lakshana which apply to both to sannyasis and karma yogis. What was that? Yona dveshti na kankshati gyeyah saha nitya sannyasi. Verse number 3, I think. So we saw that in verse number 3. And then so here a few more lakshanas, sadhanas are going to be given. How to just go graduate from world dependence to Ishvara dependence. What to do, what all are the qualities I have to discover and cultivate within myself. So Yoga Yuktaha, the one who has chosen Karma Yoga as a lifestyle. Yoga Yuktaha Vishuddhatma. Vishuddhatma, Atma here is not Atma, Atma is always Vishuddha, but here the mind. The mind is free of the hold of judgment. Self-judgment and judgment about the world, judgment about other jivas, judgment about Ishvara also. All that has been withdrawn or is being withdrawn by the force of this knowledge. Never forget that what is going to make one from a karmatha, the person who is mindlessly doing things, to a karma yogi is Atma Jnanam. That is what is the clincher here. So yoga yuktaha, equipped by karma yoga, which means he or she is pursuing knowledge. Vishuddhatma. And then what else? Vijitatma. Jitam Atmanam Yena. By whom the Atma is conquered. Atma here, the second Atma means physical body. Physical body. So first what? Vishuddhatma, the mind. The one who has purified the mind by taking care of raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. Okay, all the difficult emotions the person has taken care of, that is Vishuddhatma. The one who has Antahkarana Shuddhi is called Vishuddhatma. Then Vijitatma, the urgent, what is that, the needs of the body are not going to make one, away from this knowledge. Usually what happens, oh, I have to get up and run around, I'm restless, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, all these kinds of things. The doership is dropped because the body also, and this is a very nice precursor to the meditation that's going to be talked about at the end of this chapter. Very beautiful meditation, etc. discussion is going to take place. So this is a nice prep for that. So the one that has Shama and Dama, Vishuddhatma, Shama, and then this is Bhakhyendra Nigraha, Damaha. Bhakhyendra Nigraha, Damaha. So this is the Chakshuradi Bhakhyendra Nigraha, Damaha. So Vijitatma means with regard to the body, one has with regard to the organs of action, and the sense organs are going to be mentioned separately. So here, with regard to the organs of action, I have a say. Vijitatma, I have conquered the organs of action. I have conquered also the sense organs. The next one, Jitendriya. So usually what the sense organs win. Yippee, I want bonda, and here is bonda. Yippee, I want this, and I can get it. Sense organs win. But then here the sense organs, I am, in regard to the sense organs, I am the master, and they are what? Servants. They say, yes, yes sir, yes ma'am, what can I do for you today? Where would you like me to go? Nowhere, I'm meditating, just sit. Okay, we will also meditate with you. Those are the kinds of sense organs we should have. Usually the sense organs are the other way. Even standing in front of Nandi, when Naivedya is being offered, and then all the nice smell of everything being cooked comes, one starts to salivate, even in the temple. And so therefore that should not be the way. It should be that the sense organs say, what can I do for you today? I am in your employ. I am here to help you, not take you for a ride. So that is Jitendriyaha, the one who has the mastery over the sense organs is Jitendriyaha. Then the one who has the mastery over the body and its ways is called Vijitatma, and the one for whom the mind is with them. And the mind also comes as a servant and says, I am your help. Please tell me what to do, where to go. Okay, chant Om Namah Shivaya. All right. This is what the mind should do. So this is the person. And for such a person, what happens? Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma. Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma means the one who knows I am the Atma in all the, I am the Atma of all the Bhutas. I am the being in all the beings. Such a person. Amazing. From where to where? You see, each thing goes one by one. Antahkarana Shuddhi first, and then mastery over the organs of action next, mastery over the sense organs. And that leads you to, of course, this is accompanied by knowledge. Without knowledge, we are not discussing this at all. So, with knowledge accompanied by Atmajnanam, self knowledge, study. The person is studying the Bhagavad Gita, the person is doing all these things. Accompanied by all that, what does the person do? The person becomes Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma. The person sees oneself in every being. This is not the mindless empath. Empath means what? The person, if somebody has a headache, I also start having a headache in the same part of the head. And if somebody is crying, I also feel like crying. Some people are very, very sensitive. They easily pick up on the pains and sorrows of others, and they cannot imagine not taking it on. Even when they don't want to take it on, it just comes on like that. And so, therefore, such a thing is, such people, they are very sensitive, and it is both a blessing and a challenge, and there are ways to make it into a blessing and ward off the challenges. So, one strengthens oneself from within. And so the person is seeing oneself in every being means everybody is non-separate from me. I don't have to take on their pains and sorrows. I know that they are, whatever is there is nothing other than me. That is what it is. It is not identification with every pain and sorrow. In fact, Sarva Bhutatma is Bhagavan's used for describing Bhagavan. Sarvantaryami, Sarvabhutatma. That means Bhagavan should have the world's largest headache, 8 billion heads. So, biggest headache Bhagavan should have. Fortunately, that doesn't happen because no head. Bhagavan doesn't have a head, no form, so therefore no headache. But Bhagavan is what? Bhagavan has asangatvam, does not get enmeshed in all the jivas. Oh, you poor thing, you have a headache, let me take it from you. Oh, you have a backache. Oh no, now I have both headache and backache having interacted with two bhaktas. No. Bhagavan is asangaha, he ayam purushaha. Bhagavan is totally uninvolved in anything, while at the same time knowing that satta spurti pradhanena, I keep this whole world going by lending my presence and my sentience. And what kind of a lending? As though lending. Because if it was really lending, then Bhagavan should be without sentience and without existence. But since it's a limitless existence, limitless presence, it does not happen. As though borrowing, all the beings are borrowing from this Brahman, from this Ishvara, their very existence, and me, from the standpoint of me being a being, I am the same, therefore I am the same as everybody. All beings are in me, they are all non-separate from me. I am that Shuddha Chaitanya, I am that unqualified, unconditioned consciousness. Consciousness not conditioned by a body or a mind or senses or any limitations. And who are you? You are also an unqualified consciousness. That's all I see. And as though conditioned consciousness, consciousness can never be conditioned. Therefore, we say the word as though conditioned consciousness. That's all there is, nothing else. And so, Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma, and if such a person has that person has no Kartritva Bhava, does not have any doership. And then so therefore what? Kurvan api nalipyate, does not get stuck while doing at all. Next one. Naiva kinchit karomiti, Naiva kinchit karomiti, Yukto manyeta tattvavit, Yukto manyeta tattvavit, Pashyan shrinvan sprishan jigran, Pashyan Shrinvan Sprishan Jigran Ashnan Gachan Swapan Shwasan Ashnan Gachan Swapan Shwasan Pralapan Visrijan Grinhan Pralapan Visrijan Grinhan Unmishan Nimishannapi Unmishan Nimishannapi Indriyani Indriyartheshu Indriyani Indriyartheshu Vartanta iti dharayan Vartanta iti dharayan. So this is the person, how to move about life in the as though mode. Yeah, see, the as though mode. It's a lot. It's when you know you are in the as though mode, it can be a lot of fun. Like, see, I have as though gone, but I haven't. So, how to be in the in the as though mode? A step-by-step primer is given in the next two verses, and let us see what they say. It can be a tongue twister, so we have to do it slowly. Naiva kinchit karomi iti. Na eva, not indeed. Kinchit, anything. Karomi, doing. I am doing iti. Thus. Yuktaha, the one who is together. That's all I'll say now, because there is a big treatise on the word yuktaha in the next chapter. So we will enjoy the word yuktaha. So, naiva kinchit karomi iti yuktaha manyeta. Manyeta, man to think. This is what? Not just thinks, knows. Knows. Yuktaha manyeta. Who is the one? Tattvavid. Tattvam vetti iti tattvavid, the knower of the truth of what? Of Ishvara, as non-separate from oneself, of the self, as non-separate from Ishvara, as the Jagat, non-separate from Ishvara. All that is there is Ishvara, and I am that Ishvara, the one who unflinchingly, unmovingly knows the truth. Yuktaha, the one who is, Yuktaha means the karma yogi who knows this truth. The yuktaha comes from yoga, yuj, to join, yuktaha, the one who is together because of the practice of karma yoga. Together how? We saw Vishuddhatma, Vijitatma, Jitendriyaha, where? Mundakopanishad. Just the previous verse. Okay? Can't even say previous class. Previous verse only we saw. So, yuktaha manyeta, who is that? Tattvavit. Tattvavit and yuktaha are in samanadhikaranyam. They are in apposition. And so, that the person, so tattvavit, how did the tattvavit become a tattvavit? Because previously, she or he was what? Yuktaha. Yuktaha with what? Karma yogena yuktaha. Yoga yuktaha. We saw that expression earlier. Yoga yuktaha. Go back to the last line of verse number 6. What is the word? Yoga yuktaha. Yeah, so same yuktaha. Equipped with yoga, endowed with karma yoga, the person becomes very close to akartritvam and understands I am not the karta at all. The word yuktaha is very important. Yuktaha endowed with what? Yoga yuktaha. If you look at the verse, Yoga yuktaha munihi brahma achirena adhigacchati. Gains Brahman not too long hence. And so, Yoga yuktaha, equipped with yoga, the person has maturity and emotional maturity, antahkarana shuddhi, free of the strongholds of likes and dislikes, and then free of has mastery over the body, has mastery over the sense organs, and such a person does not get caught in the doing and does not get bound by the results of action we saw earlier. How this is done, a step-by-step primer is given here in these difficult to pronounce verses. So the first itself, there is no more suspense. First itself, what is the outcome is given. Na eva, naiva, not at all, I am, kinchit karomi iti, I am not doing anything at all, iti yuktaha manyeta, the one who is endowed with karma yoga, manyeta, thinks, understands. And what do they see? They see that I am not doing at all, even though I am engaged in action. Why? Because the person is a tattvavit, the one who is not affected while doing actions. Why? Because the person has understood the meaning of Atma Jnanam. Tattvam vetti we saw, tattvavit. So tattvavit, the person has understood Atma Jnanam and has understood themselves to be non-separate from Ishvara. Therefore, the kartritvam has dropped. What is kartritvam? Doership. Bhoktritvam, I am a bhokta, iti feeling. The feeling I am done in by other people's doings. Or I am the doer, doership, receivership, enjoyership, experiencership, every other ship has dropped. Why? The person is in ship shape, filled with Atma Jnanam, understands the truth of oneself, and so there is no more doership. See, this doership, how to drop the doership? People keep, getting flummoxed. What should I do? Should I just think I'm not the karta? It's not so simple. Because even the habitual offender can say, I'm not the karta. Somebody who is a thief by profession can say, I'm not the doer. And something made me do it. Or somebody made me do it. Or my circumstances made me do it. It's not so simple. It is the prasada of Atma Jnanam. And what is the prasada of Atma Jnanam? What does it mean? Even while doing, I am Sarva Bhutatma. The doer as an identity is dropped, falsified in the wake of the knowledge, just like when you wake up from a dream, whatever you were doing in the dream is useless. If you were baking a cake and then you had the flour and the sugar and the butter and everything, and then when you wake up, what? Nothing is there. There are no ingredients, no karakas, no first case, second case, third case, no accoutrements, and therefore you are not the doer. The doer, I am, this identity of sticking to the doer as my sole reason for living is dropped, is first loosened and then dropped. And in this dropping, the karta is falsified, and so the karma is also falsified. The action is falsified when the doer of the action, the author of the action is falsified. So therefore, pashyan, seeing, shrinvan, hearing, sprishan, touching, and then jighran, smelling, gachan, jighran, ashnan, eating, gachan, going, swapan, sleeping, and then swapan, shvasan, breathing. Then pralapan, talking, visrijan, letting go. Visrijan, letting go. Grinhan, grasping, opposite of that. Grinhan, unmishan. Unmishan means what is that? Opening. Nimishan, closing of the eyelids. Okay, unmishan, nimishan, api. In all these actions, and specifically the day-to-day actions are talked about here. The day-to-day, the everyday actions is what is talked about, not just some exotic once-in-a-while actions. No. Sleeping, eating, drinking, talking, walking, smelling, breathing, touching, opening, closing the eyes, which is we don't even think of that as action. It's such an involuntary action. While doing all this, what does the person say? I am not the doer. I don't do anything at all. And then even though the indriyani, the organs of actions are engaged in the objects. Dharayan iti dharayan. So indriyani indriyartheshu vartante. So indriyas, the sense organs, indriyarthas, sense objects. So of course they are roaming in the sense objects. What? The sense organs. Iti dharayan, ascertaining that they are not doing anything. I am not doing anything. I am not the doer. This kind of an understanding which comes after Atma Jnanam cannot come without being equipped by Karma Yoga. Only through going through Karma Yoga, the one understands Ishvara as the non-doer, and if Ishvara is the non-doer, I am also what? Non-doer, because that is the Tattva. Tattva means I am indeed the non-doer. Next one. Brahmanyadhaya karmani. Brahmanyadhaya karmani. Sangam tyaktva karoti yaha. Sangam tyaktva karoti yaha. Lipyate na sapapena. Lipyate na sapapena. Padmapatramivambhasa. Padmapatramivambhasa. Brahmani adaya karmani. Brahmani, in Brahman, unto Brahman, Ishvara. Giving up the karmas, giving up the actions unto Ishvara. Who is this? Karma Yogi, right? Because so the Karma Yoga leading to Atma Jnanam is talked about here. How the Karma Yoga actually can lead you to Atma Jnanam indirectly, because the preparation is 9/10 of Atma Jnanam. 1/10 alone is the gain of the knowledge. So here the preparation is what? Repeatedly offering the actions. Brahmani adhaya. Placing the actions and what? Actor also. If I am placing the actions in Ishvara, that means what? Actor is Ishvara. That I am aware that the actor is nothing but Ishvara. Brahmani adhaya karmani. Then what? Sangam tyaktva. Karmaphala sangam tyaktva karoti. Not desiring the results of action. One is not connected to either the action. Sometimes one is difficult to let go of the actor and the action. Here the actions are let go of, and then the karma phala is also let go of. Whatever comes is accepted. We have seen this earlier. So Brahmani adaya karmani, all the actions. Sangam tyaktva, giving up the attachment, giving up the involvement in the results of action or the actions themselves. Karoti yaha, the one who does. Then lipyate na sapapena. For such a person there is no papa. No papa at all. How? Padma patram, like a lotus petal in the water. The lotus iva ambhasa. So by just like the lotus petal does not is not wetted by water, similarly the jnani who gives up all the karma and does the karma, while doing the karma is not affected by either the action or the results of action, is the one who is freed of papa. Because the previous verse can easily lead one to say, okay, along with Pashyan, Shrinman, Swapan, Shwasan, Gachan, Visrajan, Grinhan, Nimishan, Unmishan, we can say robbing, thieving, beating somebody else, not myself. Robbing, thieving, beating, and doing all these things. No, Papa, I am free. How come that will not cause Papa? How can you say that it is as though Naiva kinchit karomi saha, Naiva kinchit karomi iti? I can also say I am not doing anything. Why? Even though I'm beating you up, I'm not doing anything. Because what? Yuktah manyeta. I'm thinking like that I'm not a doer. I can beat up somebody. I can steal. Why? I'm as though stealing. I can walk off with, disturbing somebody. I'm as though disturbing. I'm not really disturbing. I'm not really the karta. So therefore, answering that question, this next verse comes. The next verse is only to answer the question, will I not attract Papa? Because that means I'm just riding roughshod and doing whatever I want. No. Because the main ingredient in this Pashyan, Shrinman, Swapan, Shwasan, Pralapan, Visrajan, Grindhan, Unmishan, Nimishan, Ashnan, Gachan, all this, Jigran, Visrajan, all these things, all these actions, the main factor is what? Brahmani Adhaya Karmani. Offered to Ishvara. A robber cannot offer anything to Ishvara. In fact, he or she is afraid of Ishvara. Oh my God, they say God is looking. Is God looking? Is somebody looking? This is the fear. But this person is free. Why? Because that's why there is no Papa. Because the actions, even the most minuscule and the mundane of actions, are given over to Ishvara. And having given over the action to Ishvara, lipyatena sa papena, that Vishuddhatma is Shuddha. Like the lotus leaf has a lot of small hairs invisible to the naked eye. If you put it in the microscope, lotus leaf or lotus petal, it repels water. So the water bubble, water droplet just dances on it. It does not wet it, and neither the sludge that it grows in does not dirty the lotus. It cannot smudge or besmirch the lotus, because the lotus is like this jnani here, like the karma yogi who is a jnani now, because it's been described as a tattvavit. Because of having done karma yoga and offering the actions to Ishvara, it has been purified by the fire of knowledge, and therefore, no matter what they do, it will always be dharmic. It will always be in keeping with the flow of Ishvara. They always go with the flow. That's what offering to Ishvara means, going with the flow. More we'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.